BabaGanoosh. We starting, baby.
BabaGanoosh. Here we are. I'm over here working still.
Courtney, give us a BabaGanoosh.
BabaGanoosh.
Yo, let's go. What's up, everybody?
Welcome.
As you can see, we it's more than just Carmi and I this week.
Hi.
We have a guest. Our first guest on the show.
Such an honor.
Should I say your full name?
Yeah.
It's an honor to have you.
Yeah, the honor is all ours. We are blessed and so grateful that you're down to come on the pod and, share your light and your love and your wisdom and experience and stories and everything. This is Courtney Macmillan. For those of you who don't know, watching and listening, we grew up with Courtney.
We did.
And Courtney's entire family, actually.
Yep.
Yep.
Family.
Yep. And we are like family.
Devon just found out I grew up with them.
Yeah.
He was absent for most of it, I guess.
That's true.
He was in the same room with us, but
Part of my life is a blur, It's, that's okay. I love relearning these things, And
to still be around people we grew up with.
Oh, for sure.
It just makes me happy.
isn't that to touch on that, like that bond that you feel when you come, even somebody you weren't close with back in the day, but the fact that you grew up kind of in the same place gives you that bond.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
The longevity of it.
Yeah.
Safe.
Yeah.
I've known you.
Right. It kind of connects you in this subtle, weird way. And even if you weren't close back then, you're kind of just like, what's up, bro? Like, yeah.
That's not what everybody does.
No?
I ran into somebody from high school a couple weeks ago. Just fucking stone cold the whole time.
Really?
It's like, geez, you haven't changed a bit.
That's true. Stuck in his ways.
Yeah, some people. But mostly, you have that bond because you guys grew up in the same town. You're still in the same town.
Mm-hmm. Share the same trauma, maybe.
Well, if you're in this town.
So this is Courtney Macmillan. Well, tell us who you are, Courtney.
Yeah, that's fair. Courtney. I'm a licensed clinical mental health counselor and a certified clinical trauma professional. I just moved back to Naples, grew up here, and made these fabulous friends. And, so it's been great to be back and building a private practice currently. Lots going on, lots of fun. Work hard, play hard.
Yeah, we all went out on Sunday, kind of like a little warm up, break the ice before we filmed today. We had fun. It was a fun day, Sunday fun day.
We started at church.
I
went to breakfast.
Went to Skillets.
Brunch. Call it brunch.
It was awesome. I had 2 glasses of chocolate milk. 2.
Frosted glasses.
Frosted. Yeah, that's the key point.
We had a wonderful waitress.
Millet?
Miller was the
Miller.
name on the tag, but she did tell us her first name.
Yeah, there were 2 of them there.
Yes.
She's going by Miller now.
Allie?
Fuck if I know.
Oh, if you're watching, you might see it this
We
Sunday.
love you.
Miller.
And then Carmi went home to get changed, but he ended up not changing. Courtney and I went and bought Bibles.
Woo. Yeah.
Praise the Lord. Praise Jesus.
Hallelujah.
I
Hallelujah.
wanted to change because I didn't want Courtney to be the only one dressed up when we went out.
Oh, that's very thoughtful.
Thank you. But everybody changed but me.
Well, I didn't change.
Well, Devon did.
Yeah. And then we went to Sonny's, which was funny enough. I've been seeing people post about Sonny's on Naples Word of Mouth, but it was my first time there. When we were pulling in, Courtney's a princess. Look at her. And so we were pulling into Sonny's, the parking lot, and I was like, oh no, we can't bring Courtney to a place like this. Slumming it with the regular folk. And then we walked in, it was packed.
The blue collars.
Yeah.
No, it was great energy. I didn't know what to expect from the outside. It didn't look like anyone would be in there.
Right.
It didn't look busy. And then you walk in and it's like, woo.
It's
See, that energy came from being a Chicago Bears bar.
facts.
I believe that because there was a lot of Bears, it was robust. It was awesome.
And the Bears won that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Bears fan now.
I appreciate that.
After that day, yeah.
I think I am too. I wouldn't want to be what was the other team they were playing?
Oh, they were playing Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Which I didn't even know there was a team in Vegas. So.
Do you remember what other team is going to Vegas?
San Diego?
Nope.
San Diego? Wait, San Francisco?
No.
No.
Oakland.
Oh, Oakland.
The other Oakland city. The other Oakland team.
There were 2 Oakland football teams?
Well, no, one's a baseball team.
Oh, baseball. I was confused. Yeah.
Well, that's why I said sports team. Baseball is a sport.
Keep going. I keep hearing myself.
We're lucky to have Courtney with us this week, so Devon's not, sitting there with his junk in front of everybody.
I was editing last week or whatever week that was podcast, and I knew my balls and my dick were like right there, and I could have moved them out of the shot, but I was like, fuck it. Like, people are going to hit us up and be laughing about this. So many people hit me up and they were like, bro, you're fucking dick. And I was like, what about it? Like, yeah, it's right there. You're welcome, mother. Yeah. I could have moved it. I said, fuck it. No, but for real.
Meanwhile, I'm wearing fucking shoes because somebody said I shouldn't be shoeless.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are growing, adapting. Yeah.
That's what life's all about, right?
I'd like to point out we got a couple new little bobbleheads this week on our stand here. This is Stan and Haney from the Stan and Haney show. They retired last year. But I got these at a baseball game. They were free. And
nice.
I think they should be out with us all the time next to Flamingo.
Hell yeah.
They seem like good vibes.
It is the greatest radio show I ever listened to that ever existed. It's a shame that only Southwest Florida got to experience them.
I was wondering, were they like a regional show down here or national? Yeah.
They tried to go like syndicated. Yeah. The company couldn't figure out how to do that, though. Now they have syndicated shows, because now you can hear shows from like Michigan or Boston. But when they should have had that, no, we can't figure it out. Something's just not clicking.
Damn.
So they stayed here.
Well, they got a fan at a Carmi.
Oh, a longtime friend and listener.
And maybe they'll be listeners of ours.
Oh, well, he's got a Stan's got a podcast, Beyond Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
And they go behind the scenes of presidents over the years.
Oh, that's interesting.
Stan's a history buff on presidents. Loves presidents.
Does he know that they're all women?
The presidents?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
What's this theory?
That's a conspiracy theory that all the presidents are actually women.
Really?
Yeah.
How do they figure that?
It's just what people say. And then all the first ladies are actually all men.
Oh, we had one.
The inverted thing.
Yeah.
I have heard of that.
Yeah. Yeah. It goes deep.
World's a stage.
It really is. But go.
I had heard all the same bloodline.
You can trace it all back.
Dive.
Yeah.
They're all related and
stuff. I think it traces back to King Charles III.
Maybe.
Like
Man.
all of them. That girl, it went viral because that girl had that school project.
That's
Doesn't
right,
trace
that's
back
what
to
it
Adam and
was.
Eve.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
We're all related.
Otherwise, there's a gap in there
Yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
Is this a girl?
Yeah. So your wife is really your sister, you sick fuck. Just kidding.
I saw something this morning, actually, that the meteorite.
Mm-hmm.
that's
Wait,
supposed-
Atlas I-3 or the one we talked about?
No. This is the one that took out the supposed dinosaurs.
Mm.
That may have actually been a spaceship, and we are the aliens.
I've seen that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not heard of that one.
That was a new one. I don't know that dinosaurs existed, though. Something's not right about the timeline of dinosaurs in the Bible.
Apparently, I actually came across this the other day that there's really only like 3 or 4 species of dinosaurs. So dinosaurs were real, but not all the different species kind of we learned about as children. And also apparently dinosaurs were part of a reset on Earth. So they like some faction or entity of people released dinosaurs to reset Earth and kill off, the humans or whatever that were populating Earth at the time. Yeah. Not saying I believe that, but that's some sort of information I came across.
Yeah. The timeline does seem interesting, with dinosaurs being gone before humans existed
Right.
at all.
But you can actually go down to South America, or even I think like Bangladesh, there's temples where they carved animals into the walls, and there's dinosaurs carved into some of these walls.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is, if dinosaurs existed, it was only like 8,000 years ago. Because technically, the Earth is only like 8,000 years old. If you go by God creating Earth, creating life, 65 million years ago doesn't exist.
So that's another thing is, apparently the Bible was created by the reptilians who 8,000 years ago put a dome over what we know of as Earth is actually like a caged portion of the grand flat plane that we're on.
Oh, like those walls in Antarctica and stuff?
Right.
Like the Truman Show.
Exactly. So 8,000 years ago, the reptilians put the dome to create this space, what we call Earth. But apparently there's actually 4 ways out of the dome, and you can travel underneath through the oceans outside of it as well. And if you guys recall, in a lot of movies, there's always these scenes where people in the movies are going down into the ocean, and then as going down, they end up coming up out. Like it's in Pirates of the Caribbean. It's in like so many major films. We could find them and clip them, but
it's like they're going upside down. Underwater.
Exactly. And that's kind of to show like, oh, you can leave the dome. But you need, obviously, who has the technology to really do that. But yeah, apparently, so 8,000 years ago, the reptilians put the dome over Earth, and they harvest our energies, or our electromagnetic energy. So they control the weather, they control the media, they control politics to keep humans in certain states of mind, like we talked about. And
this is the reptiles?
The reptilians.
Mm-hmm.
It must take a lot of energy to do that, to harvest all that energy from us.
Yeah, and apparently they really did it just because they harvest our children, essentially, like in Monsters, Inc., but in a more evil way.
Oh, yeah. That's going into...
Yeah. Apparently, the United States government alone gives the reptilians 8 million children a year. Yeah.
Wow, I've not heard any of this, and I'm familiar with the reptilian, theories and such. So why would some be walking the Earth with us?
The reptilians?
Yeah.
Control?
I guess, yeah.
Now, you think maybe the reptilians are what's in the spaceships?
That's another thing. Apparently, there's motherships up above us, and yeah, they're up there.
So, if you ever watch certain alien shows on TV, there's some that talk about all these spaceships off the West Coast. I want to say it's somewhere off San Diego. These ships they've seen dive into the ocean.
Huh.
Yep.
And I don't know, they don't know obviously what they're going in the ocean for. I assume it's to get to the core because there's something in Earth's core that they use for power. Or to what you're saying,
they're
harvesting our energy through the core, and they go down there to get it, I guess. I don't.
They're traveling out of the dome.
Okay, yes, that's the other one.
Going down underneath, and yeah.
They don't show them come back up, but they do go in. So there's something that they go in the ocean for a reason.
There was a senator just a couple weeks ago out of Tennessee or something who was walking somewhere, and there was a reporter filming, asking questions, and that senator was talking about how he thinks most likely there's probably societies of people, or whether they're reptilians, whatever type of animal this is, they live deep in the ocean, and have total societies down there that have been there longer than we humans have been on land.
It's so wild. I wonder if in some point of our expansive existing, not even just human life, but I wonder if we'll ever fully know the answers.
I think you have to get abducted. They don't, nobody believes people that get abducted, but I think that's your only really way to find out.
Yeah, and hoping you remember. More than
and hoping they don't, go too far. But
there's lots to hope for in that. Yeah.
There's sometimes I lay in bed thinking, I'd like to explore a little bit with the aliens. If they want to come down and they said, come out here and we're going up, I would probably be like, all right, let's take a trip. See how it is.
Yeah.
Just think, be like, if you're up there and you can hear me.
I swear there's one out in the bushes out back of my house. I saw a shadow last week. So we filmed on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
This was Wednesday. I saw a shadow, and I don't know what made me turn my head, and it was just gone, and I heard the tree limbs shake. Nothing there. And then there was something rattling around behind me, and the next set of trees at my other neighbor's house, and I started thinking, what if one of them's just sitting there spying on me right now? Because it knows that I want to meet them.
Right.
Like it has telepathically.
It feels it.
Yes.
And it's intrigued.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's trying to sense, like, is he already asleep? Is this a good night
Yeah.
or no?
What kind of person am I bringing back with me?
You're peacefully sleeping. There's an alien looking at you through your window. I just want to talk to him. But that alien's mom is like, no. Get away.
Kid alien.
Yeah.
Bad human.
Leave that one alone, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. My brain first went to that as an alien in the bushes. Not that it was possibly, a rabbit
Yeah.
or a bird.
Yeah.
It was an alien.
It's an adventurous mind, It's a good thing.
I'm fascinated by aliens. I really am. Just absolutely fascinated.
I never really chose like a hard opinion on aliens. I feel like it's so, I don't know. I just haven't connected one way or another.
Sorry, no, keep going.
With like, are they real? It doesn't seem impossible,
I guess there's no way there's that much space out there. And we're the only living beings.
It is a wild thought. In psychology, they teach different theories as well, where one is called the brain in the vat theory, and that's that all of consciousness is just one brain. And so then that would suggest like there's no physical reality at all. It's a projection of one mind.
Really?
Yeah.
So why do they... So if there's only one mind, why does everybody go through tough times or good times and all the emotions they experience?
Yeah. There's actually a lot of parallels in this type of theory as well, because it's talking about all of those different lives and experiences are expressions within the same consciousness. So it's just this like life force that's collecting information in the brain in a vat theory in a system that it created, which is kind of interesting,
Like AI is creating itself as it goes type of thing?
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is a crazy connection now that we have AI.
Yeah, because they say AI is going to outsmart us in no time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't understand that. How does it think for itself and come up with so much that it's going to outsmart us if we're the ones that put the information in it?
Well, what's interesting now that you're saying that, like AI, in a way, all those different personalities on your LLM, so like you're using ChatGPT on your phone, you're talking to what feels like a totally different personality than mine. So it's...
Do you really think so?
That AI is expressions within the same life force, having totally different experiences.
I guess how it caters its responses to the individual user.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard that you need to be nice to AI. You tell me
I
that?
am nice to AI, yeah.
Like say please and thank you.
Yeah.
Is it's going to remember the people that treat it like shit and were assholes to it?
It's weird, right?
Did you tell me that?
I think so, yeah.
Because ever
That's
since,
a good friend.
Yes, ever since I've heard that, I stick by it and I tell everybody.
It's like, did you guys watch Rick and Morty?
No.
No?
Here and there.
There's this episode of Rick and Morty where dogs end up becoming like in control on Earth. And you know how some people are mean to dogs or whatever?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, those people ended up, the dogs were mean to them. It's kind of like that, like.
You're fucked.
Yeah. Well,
You don't
I'm
like
really.
touching.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just segue right into it. This
Get into
fucking
it.
guy does not like touching dogs.
It's gross.
Yeah, we found out at Sunny's.
He does not like to touch dogs, and if he does, he has to shower after because they're dirty and disgusting.
They are.
Man's best friend
Yeah.
Well,
is repulsive to Devon.
now the thing is, if I lived like in Alaska or in a rural place where I, was working the land and I had use for dogs, my relationship with them would be different because, but it would still be more of, it would be different from the casual like domestic relationship that a lot of people have that live in like towns and cities who like make out with their dogs and just treat dogs like little humans. And
I see what you're saying.
and that's not what they are. And dogs, it's not good for dogs to treat them that way. I think personally.
They tell you that?
Yeah.
Dogs
do you talk to?
Dogs are wild animals. They want to be wild and ferocious.
But they're domesticated now. We've domesticated them over the years.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a problem too because of all the incest within dog breeding.
It
Well,
can
yeah,
be for
that's-
purebred.
And I feel like that's why dogs are fucking dumb.
That's not true.
There's obviously
dogs are
very
very-
intelligent
yeah.
dogs, but I don't know what it is. I respect dogs as sentient creatures. I got the utmost respect for them.
Mm-hmm.
And on Facebook, when I'm scrolling, and it looks adorable, I heart the thing with a dog. But yeah, dogs, I don't like touching them. I'll be honest. I don't like touching dogs. And the way that they smell, it's disgusting.
They don't always smell, though. I mean, if you haven't washed your dog in a while, but
You
my
can,
dad's dog never smelled.
when you take a dog and you walk it outside in the summertime and you bring it back in, that smell is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but that smell shouldn't necessarily linger.
No, it's very.
Like I'm telling you, my
fleeting.
dad's
Yeah.
dog.
It's
Rocky,
enough.
He never smelled. In 15 years, the dog never smelled once.
I agree. I mean, my mom, everybody in my family has dogs, and they're great dogs. I love them, but
You clearly have not owned one yourself.
I never will own a dog
The difference.
unless I need a dog. Like if I'm working the land, and
What about a cat?
I just, I don't think humans should domesticate animals in that regard. It's like having little slaves.
Slaves. What the
This
fuck
is
you
my
have the
theory.
Dog's not doing nothing for you
I
but
think
giving you joy.
I think people who have an animal, like a domesticated animal, they have a power complex. Like they like the control of the animal.
That's an interesting take.
If you're a therapist, let's talk about it. I think deep down, everybody that loves having animals secretly is like sociopathic and likes the control they have over the animal.
I will tell you that makes me curious on if, on the inverse of that, you're like, I am not that way, which is why I am not interested in owning a domestic animal.
But what does that say about you when you have kids then? You talk about a power complex.
But kids are different.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to create a small image of myself, What do you got?
Kids are a natural part of life.
So are animals. They just didn't come out.
Animals are a natural part of existence, but to own it and have it be yours, I don't think that's really natural.
Well, I think a lot of people, want to take care of it and nurture it.
But go back to the power thing. Let's think about it real quick.
Well, I asked you, if you feel like that's what other people do and I don't do it, so I'm not those types of things, like controlling, and what was the other thing you said?
I think it's a control power complex.
Okay, control and power. And so this is a way that you prove to yourself that you're not those things. So in my therapist brain, I would say, is there a concern somewhere in your system, within your system, that you are power or control hungry?
Interesting.
That's taking it pretty far, pretty fast. But it's a curiosity. It's just a question.
So I'm really projecting my own power and control parts of myself.
Your desire not to strive for control. So it's a way, and I'm not saying that you're doing this.
Right.
It's a question that came in my mind presented with a certain statement.
Yeah.
But it's like it would be the subconscious's way of confirming I am good because I am not seeking this type of power and control. So it kind of interweaves quite a bit there.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're going with it for sure.
I have a question for you, Devon.
Yeah.
How many people have you killed? And is there a certain way you do it? Because this is very serial killeristic. If you will.
Well, I mean, We do live near the Everglades.
It's the reason why I keep that. He likes alligators, not dogs.
Yeah.
You can take it. Take it with you on the way out.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, you guys are my alibi on Tuesdays. Don't worry.
All right. Definitely we'll be doing this podcast the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
For safety. Oh, I was a friend of his. It wasn't me.
Yeah, where were you on Tuesday, 2025?
It's like that. It went viral last week. Florida man got arrested because he was kidnapping people and forcing them to play the Yahtzee for 30 hours. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah. It was like this story that went viral last week. Yeah. He kidnapped people and forced them to play Yahtzee. Yeah.
That's someone really wanting connection.
Did
Yeah.
he say how many times he won versus the people he kidnapped?
It did not. But he looked like a 12-year-old, 40-year-old. It was hilarious.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I was the kidnapping victim, I'd be pretty nervous to beat him. Game. Don't want to upset the unstable guy.
For real. My Lord.
Well, Yahtzee's an addicting game.
I don't think I've ever even played Yahtzee.
Well, I used to play it with my grandma all the time.
Serial killer.
I can't. That's so funny.
Oh my
You're
Lord.
going to tell us next you shower in the dark?
Sometimes, you know.
Now, Carmi, my therapist brain is getting curious. You're coming at Devon pretty hard here. Where's that coming from?
It's really stemming from the fact he doesn't like touching dogs. It really bothered me.
I'll admit it. I don't fuck with dogs.
And that was a pretty ironclad response. He's feeling mobilized in protectiveness over the sweet, innocent animals, you know?
Yeah.
But for real, like, and dogs flock to me. That's the funny thing.
My dogs like you know?
Like you-
usually bark.
Yeah.
Because they know you don't like them. It's like cats. When you don't like a cat, it can do nothing but sit by you.
It's
like,
the alpha beta thing.
Well, which could also connect to your theory that dogs are like, oh, this person's probably not going to try and steal me and domesticate me and enslave me. So they're
Yeah.
cool. I'll be around.
Oh, I fuck with him. Cool. Yeah.
You're one of the good ones.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to go to work with that guy.
Yeah.
Someone's like, oh, bushy, bull, come here. The dog's like, ah. Let me go back into the caves.
No, but it's interesting what you brought up. You know, it could be how like maybe it is slightly a projection or something from within.
Yeah. Well, there's layers to it, you know, and that's something I love about like working with mental health and the brain and all that. You can't just say, even if you're looking at a lifetime or many lifetimes worth of history and research, you cannot look at a certain case presentation and black and white say this is what it is. There's so much information and digging you need to do because you just ask questions. You're ruling things out. Does this resonate? Is it real for you? People have that uniqueness. You know, I remember learning in like a Psych 101 class way back in the day that science has accounted for so much of human behavior. But when they look at long-term studies of like different types of upbringing and what kind of person that produces, there's certain variability that you can't account for. You know, not everyone that goes through the same things in life will turn out the same way, even if you hold like all of the variables constant that you can. And this professor was saying that to him was some indication of like human soul, this piece that science cannot define.
Oh, okay.
You know, that creates this variance that can't be accounted for in all of the research that exists.
I love that.
Yeah, that's it.
So the fact that people can go through like the same situation, but what happens after that is different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Your personal being or soul.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like
There's
That's an expression of the individual soul.
exactly.
Yeah.
It cannot be standardized. You know, you could say this kid grew up like in this house with this, you know, socioeconomic status, with this type of, you know, child rearing and all of that. Like you can really, they've done a lot of different studies trying to look at, you know, is it easier in childhood and then you
We are now at our first 30-second break.
Keep going.
Please continue.
If when I get up like that, don't just keep flowing.
Okay.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah. But anyway, I think that's that's something that attracted me to psychology and stuff, that it factor that cannot be defined.
I know, that's interesting.
Yeah. You keep your curiosity, and you are always learning.
So what were you talking about the other day when you were saying you can reintroduce neurological...
Yeah, neuroplasticity.
Emily Campagno was talking about that on the 5 yesterday.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it was necessarily neuroplasticity,
okay,
but it was something about re-energizing different parts of your brain and retraining yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like neuroplasticity. Yeah, that's there's empirical evidence. Like you can visualize it on a brain scan, these days. That certain areas of the brain can go dark, which means there's not a lot of firing. There's not a lot of activity going on anymore. So that essentially they're not functioning from different things like trauma, pain, overwhelm, generally. It like short circuits the system and it can burn out a little bit. But there are ways that, we've found that you can reactivate those areas of your brain. So say, someone that grew up with a lot of abuse, certain spaces and areas of their brain that process emotion. They may be overfiring, they may be underfiring, and that impacts the way the person as an adult makes decisions, functions in life in general. You can see that on a brain scan, and you can target those areas. There are things that we do in therapy, like systematic desensitization, cognitive behavioral therapy, things like that, to actually functionally start working with those areas of the brain intentionally and creating new physical neural connections, so that once it becomes strengthened, the neural connections, you synthesize information differently. Now it will automatically go through those new areas that you built.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Pretty powerful.
That was like the stuff you have to do to retrain those. Is it verbal? Is it, is it stimulated from looking at pictures? Like
all of it, because what we're really targeting is sensory input. So through the 5 senses. And so, cognitive behavioral therapy is something people do a lot for how the brain thinks about the information the body is sensing. So if I was in a car accident, and I survived, but it was traumatic, and afterwards I have almost a phobia of being on the road. It's, my eyes are taking in the visual stimuli that's familiar. Now there's a connection in your brain between the accident and these visuals. Same with scent, sound, touch, temperature, everything. So cognitive behavioral therapy is working with thought to desensitize and rework those triggers. Yeah. I could go on and on and on. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to
please
say
do.
too much at once, But
all right.
Fascinating.
It is. It's crazy you can retrain your brain with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was just incredible.
You can do it like with physical movement as well too. Generally what we work with in those contexts though is systematic desensitization. So you build a hierarchy, in terms of triggers. So with the abused child, they had a tough childhood and it messed with their emotion processing centers, example. We would look at which situations tend to trigger the emotional inhibition or overactivity, things like that. Brain dump the triggers. And then we make a hierarchy, of what's least triggering to most triggering.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by brain dump?
Just like without thinking, just writing it all out. We get it out first.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and then organize it. But yeah, and then make a hierarchy, and we'll do some resourcing, to build some safety and options before that they can use as they start. But then, we'll start with the lowest trigger, and we'll talk about how to expose yourself to it, what to do while you're in it.
Like a coping mechanism during, yeah.
What to do if you get overwhelmed. Because the goal is you don't want to compound the trauma. Because trauma is essentially like overwhelm for your brain. Your brain gets so overwhelmed.
Right.
Short circuits.
Doesn't know how to process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They call it a temporary death of consciousness.
Oh my God. Wow.
Dream.
Yeah.
Gnarly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I died today. What?
Yeah.
I mean, not to talk lightly of somebody who deals with it, but yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's heavy stuff for the brain. And then you work towards desensitizing. You want to stay away from re-traumatizing.
Would it help an individual to be exposed to triggers more often to try and get over that? Mm-hmm. Is that how I guess you get past a trigger? Mm-hmm. Or are there other ways of getting over a trigger?
So getting exposed, we do it very intentionally, but still the exposure piece is important. Otherwise, it will remain a trigger. So we're shifting the way that the brain perceives the trigger. So you have to interact with it, but we'll challenge harmful or negative thinking about it. So we'll challenge harmful thoughts, limiting thoughts, reframe them. And then that's a conscious practice that you do over and over and over again until it becomes automatic. So this is so interesting. This is cognitive behavioral therapy, and it's literally an example of thought manifesting physical reality, because we use your thoughts intentionally to build physical neural pathways in your brain.
Wow.
Very complex.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
I would assume that's like, if you have a phobia, is that how you would go about trying to get somebody off of that phobia? Like like I have arachnophobia. Like I'm definitely afraid of spiders.
Okay. So it's a part. It's a way.
Okay.
And because of people with their uniqueness, some people respond better to working with thought as the foundation, some with images, some with sensation. So you learn about the individual person and what's most impactful for them. But with phobias and things, a lot of times we work with like visualization, and you can bring up an image in your mind and then play with that image, make it larger or smaller, make it color or black and white. If there's sound, if there's sensations, you become like the guy behind the curtain in Wizard of Oz. And you're playing with the show, And that does a couple of things. That tells your body, your system, your nervous system, essentially, that you have some semblance of control.
That makes sense.
Yeah, which is a root for a lot of phobia stuff, is that once this is here, I'm going to be out of control.
Right.
I'm not going to be okay. So it subconsciously signals to your system some control, but it's also desensitizing you.
So much of life is a dance between what we have control over, I guess.
That's a big statement. Yeah.
And how that makes us feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the brain likes to feel like it needs control to survive, which is all your brain ever cares about.
Survival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fight or flight.
Yeah, fight or flight. Yeah. Yeah, fight, flight, or freeze. Those are stages that you can go into in your nervous system. There's kind of like the sympathetic, that's all the activation. And parasympathetic, they call the rest and digest state, when you're feeling essentially safe enough to eat and be still. Yeah. Fight or flight is like when you're being chased by a tiger, That's the nervous system state. Your body responds the same way, so it can't tell a difference between, this person said mean words to me, or I'm being chased by a lion. It can have the same type of nervous system
right.
Where you're mobilizing for threat.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Yeah, especially those are two drastically different things.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, if evolution is real and people evolved,
Darwin style evolution,
right? And we evolved from cave people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, because we evolved, we became wired to be a certain way and respond to stimuli a certain way. But our environments have drastically changed in a relatively short period of time. And you must think, like, there's got to be a period probably of flux where maybe our nervous systems and our genetics are confused, you know? And maybe 800 years from now, the humans that are on Earth are going to be evolved to be more within this environment that we're in now, as opposed to us when we were hunting and gathering.
Yeah.
Maybe we're in a period of confusion right now.
I'm confused as hell right now.
You get what I'm saying, Courtney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's really pretty wild to think about. Because you look at also kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? The landscape of emotional health right now, mental health right now, general enjoyment of life. It's interesting how societal influences can carry through generations via cell memory, and then how that plays out.
Yeah.
In terms of like what we're primally wired to do
Mm-hmm.
and how we operate within modern society.
Yeah. I've never really thought about that, but it could explain a large part of the kind of lack of cohesion we have on the planet right now. Because you got to think about it. I've thought this my whole life. Like, it's 2025. We still have war. We still have idiots who, like, it seems so dumb, right? Like, it's 2025.
Yeah. But in the 60s, we went to the moon and came back.
Right, yeah. And had a live feed.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
did.
Greatest accomplishment, I think, of humans ever.
A toaster has more technology probably
Yeah.
than what they had to work with back in the 60s.
Have you guys seen the footage of like what looks like a little mouse climbing on the outside of
Yeah, I've seen that.
rocket on the moon?
No. Another one.
And I think there's footage of like a bug or something like that out in space. Yeah, it's just...
My dad told me when I was a little kid that he never believed we went to the moon because when he was a kid, when it was happening live, he thought, how can the flag move in no atmosphere? How is the flag waving if there's no atmosphere?
They have some sort of explanation for that, but it's all bullshit probably. Yeah.
I don't. What explanation? There's no atmosphere.
It shouldn't
no
move.
Anything.
Yeah.
It shouldn't move. How is it waving?
Yeah.
And ever since I was a little kid, I thought, you know what? My dad's 100% right. And I wish we never went. And then they started coming out with all these TV shows and, you know, they line up the different, you know, parts of the pictures and they don't line up.
Yeah.
And then you think of technology today and we still haven't been back.
They say we lost the mathematics for it. And that's one of the reasons why. Like, we don't have the technology, but I think it has to do, we don't have the mathematics.
We have toasters in everybody's home.
Yeah.
We have technology.
And
Yeah.
we're sending things to Mars,
Right.
you know? And I think the moon surface is a little more stable and a little closer. So
I think the truth is we've never really been out to space because I don't think anything can pass the Van Allen belt. Right? So...
that's those like meteors and stuff.
Well, the Van Allen belt is a layer. I'm no expert, but it's, we have Earth, we have our atmosphere, and the Van Allen belt is like a layer, I guess, above the atmosphere of radiation that no living creature can pass through. We don't have the technology to go through it yet. Yeah.
Carmi, I see you looking at him like,
I don't know.
You've never heard of the Van Allen belt?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I think you mentioned it again a couple weeks ago about have we ever really been to space?
I don't think so.
I've heard stuff about the firmament.
Right.
And it's like,
Now, let's get into that. Space, right? When we're talking about space, we're talking about like space, the planets, the stars. Obviously, we look up to the sky, there's a lot of space. You know what I mean? There's a space above us. There's a lot of it, right? But what we've been taught about space is kind of what we're referring to. And well, with Courtney here, I was thinking this while we were talking.
But speaking of space, we just sent 5 people up there when Jeff Bezos,
Katy Perry and all that.
Katy Perry went to space.
Apparently too, like
came back and they had to knock on the door that
right.
was flimsy enough to look like a piece of tinfoil.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's all It's
that just kind of died out really quickly too.
The
whole fact that they went to space, but they really didn't.
It's probably all money laundering because I think NASA gets like. How much money let's see. It gets a preposterous amount of money every day. Let's just look it up real quick. NASA does, yeah. How from
like
us, the
dollars?
tax? Yeah, exactly. How much money does NASA get a day? $80 million a day.
$80 million a day, and we haven't been able to get back to the moon. Get the
facts. It's all money laundering going to the assholes that control this bullshit.
And they couldn't figure out the math, huh?
They lost it in a fire.
Yeah.
A
lot of
in
stuff
a fire.
burned in a fire at Diddy's house too.
Exactly.
You know who's probably involved in this? The Clintons.
Oh, of course. I mean, fucking
little claws and everything.
Everything.
Murderers.
Yeah. And I don't like dogs, so don't come after us, Clintons.
This isn't a guy you want to mess with.
Yeah. She does not strike me as someone that likes dogs either.
No, definitely not. She's probably just like me.
Yeah,
Never mind. Let's be homies.
Bill seems a little more like, well,
he just wants some pussy. He's just like, give me some cocaine and some pussy, and I'm good to go.
He's a cat person.
Yeah.
I could see him with like a golden retriever.
Yeah. His big old nose.
Well, Fuzzy, come on down.
She's been doing the rounds lately, Hillary. She's been on like CNN, MSNBC, like a bunch. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's never gonna win. Like,
Yeah, she's a 2-time loser.
Yeah. So
Put that on a t-shirt.
we'll have it in the merch shop.
Have you guys seen those theories about politicians and the like wearing like those masks?
Yeah, they're like reptilian people.
Yeah. But also I've heard like, just random actors.
Yep, for sure.
Would put on the mask. That's the theory.
Yeah. Apparently Kamala like isn't really Kamala, and
Biden.
There were like 4 Joe Bidens.
Exactly, 4 Joe Bidens. Apparently even a robotic Joe Biden. I mean, I did see a video that was pretty compelling. They showed a video of one of the Tesla bots, like,
yeah,
and then they showed a video of Biden, and I was like, whoa, like it was crazy. I was like, that actually is plausible. And then I even think, you know how Jimmy Buffett died?
Rest in peace, Jimmy.
I think he ended up playing Biden for a little while.
What?
Yeah, that's what.
Talk about Jimmy that way.
I'm just telling you what some people say.
Jimmy Buffett played Biden for a little. He's too short.
If you look at the heights of these people, do change. Apparently, I don't know.
Wooden blocks. And
Exactly.
It's a
Technology,
sad day when we lost Jimmy Buffett.
That was a sad day. I was gonna meet him too, and
I got to see him front row once.
and if you think about it, sometimes people's
I
deaths
saw him 3 times, but once front row.
are a business reason because people die, and obviously for 6 months to a couple of years, a lot more money flows into their ventures from just the death. And if you think about Jimmy, Jimmy has his music, he has the resorts, he has food now in stores.
So coconut shrimp.
He has restaurants, and now they build literal towns. Have you heard of the Jimmy Buffett towns? Literal
like
towns.
retirement communities,
Exactly.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
So he was probably like, they were probably like, hey, boss, man, like you're gonna be a cajillion billionaire, and they want you to play Biden. You're really not gonna die, but if you do die, you're gonna make like another $1 billion. Do you want to just die and live under some other name? He was probably like, yeah, fuck it, like, like.
He was liberal.
I could see taking that offer if I was like
70 years old already.
Yeah, but do you need that much money at 70?
Maybe he was thinking about his legacy, his people he cares about.
$500 million's not enough?
I mean,
well, but like being super famous, I imagine it gets tiring not being able to go out and
Right.
like go to the grocery store. He's like, oh, I can live on an island. And
now he's Frank.
rich. Yeah.
Nobody knows who Frank is.
It's a different face.
Yeah.
Like from Team America.
Yeah.
I met a Frank over the weekend.
Oh, nice.
He had nice calves.
Oh, Frankie boy. I should have taken a picture of those calves. This mother.
Frankie calves.
Yeah. Oh my God. They were nice though, weren't
They
they?
were impressive.
This guy, average Joe, he was our bartender. Nice fella though. But you look at his calves, it was like he was a strong man. It was crazy.
It was like disproportionate.
Yeah.
He had immaculate, huge calves.
I've never felt more insecure than Frankie and his calves.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, back to something serious though. I was thinking about this with Courtney here. Let's think of different types of people and how maybe we can have a conversation that could be helpful. Like, say there's somebody out there stuck in a rut. You know, say somebody out there needs to make a change, right? What is something to help motivate somebody to, number one, realize this, but number two, actually make small changes every day to lead to those big changes?
You guys deal with this for 2 seconds. I got to go take a call.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep going?
Yeah. You want to sit over there?
I don't know.
Fuck it.
I don't know how you edit all this. We could just say and do whatever, and you'll make it all work in the end.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try sitting there.
The same thing. Keep the microphone close.
Oh, change of scenery here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were saying like someone in a rut that we want to help. Honestly, not the most exciting answer right out the gate, but we can get into it more. My therapist brain goes quickly to like what's within our control and what's not. So for the individual's benefit, some of the foundational things we might talk about is expectation management, you know, and what their fears are, what it's like for them to be holding this, concern for the other person, you know, and helping to process through that and try and kind of organize that and make, I call it like weeding out the lies, you know, and focusing on the truth. So,
And what if they avoid that at every turn?
well,
What if for days on end you're being so real with this person and they somehow find a way of dodging it? Like they'll accept it in the moment, maybe for a few minutes in the conversation, but then they instantly go back to their old ways of perceiving and projecting. Yeah.
Well, and again, like for the person that's asking, how would I help this person? That's who I would be talking to about, you know, being mindful about what's within your control.
What's within their control?
Yeah.
The one who needs to change.
The one who wants to help.
Oh, the one who wants to help.
Yeah.
Okay.
We cannot, there's a lot we can do in terms of how we structure the sentences.
Right.
Our intonation, our pacing, all of that. But there is still that kind of blank space, that gray area where it's helpful for the person who cares to look at the facts around what's within their control and what's not. But once you're getting into talking to the person you care about, that you're concerned for, you know, and they've gotten into a habit, maybe they've learned on a subconscious level, oh, I can say blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that was faster than I thought, Carmi.
Yeah,
You can stay
I
there.
can move. Okay.
Yeah, well, I'll try it over here.
All right, well then let me
Squeeze in here.
the mic out.
Are you sure? I can move
Yeah,
back.
no,
Devon told me to.
I thought that was going to be a lot worse of a call than it was.
Say what's up.
What's up?
Say what's up.
Can you hear
What's
me?
up?
Oh yeah, Carmi's way better on this mic. This is actually perfect.
Right.
Is it bad when we both talk at the same time, or is that okay?
No, it's fine.
Audio
Won't
wise.
even notice.
Okay, cool.
Let me test Carmi out one more time.
Hey, now we're testing out in the middle of our show today. A phone call from work that is going to go well.
Talk right into it.
It's okay now.
Good.
How's that?
Perfect.
All right.
That's
Like a hot dog.
that's good mindful awareness, Carmi. What you just said, I thought it was going to be a lot, but it's okay now. That's part of what I would teach someone in therapy with like anxiety to do is like observe, you know, what your brain predicted, and then observe the okayness on the other side of it. So you're teaching your brain it's okay. and that came naturally through you because you live with that perspective, you know?
Is it a good thing?
That's a good thing.
Okay.
What you just did naturally is something that I might try and teach a client to do who's struggling with anxiety about taking phone calls. Say, okay, notice, what your brain is predicting.
That's funny because it's something I've been working on. If somebody's calling me that I'm not super close with, I always feel this dread, like, I don't want to answer this. And it's something I've been working on. And I was even talking with a friend today to try and give them an example from my own life on something that I've been working on. And I was like, yeah, like, unless it's somebody I'm super close with, like if Carmi calls me or if you call me, I don't feel that way. I answer the call. But even if it's somebody I'm just slightly an acquaintance with, I just don't want to answer for some reason. But whenever I do, that dread goes away and I feel better for the fact that I actually did that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's desensitization to triggers,
Yeah.
See, now I thought it was bad that I thought that way after. Like I thought it was going to be a bad call and ended up being good because.
Yeah, spit on that microphone.
Did I?
No, I mean like literally.
Oh.
Yeah. He's like, please. No.
Yeah. After today, I'm ordering one more of these because these are so much better. And this is the SM7B. This is the daddy of these microphones right here. But these ones are just so much better.
Try that one.
Definitely not. No. This one's way better. Yeah.
No, but I feel like the older I get, also I'm like, it is what it is. Like you're not going to change it. It works out or it doesn't. Like, why get upset about it?
Yeah.
Not saying I don't get upset about things or have emotion, but for the most part, it's like, what are you going to do? You can't change it.
Yeah.
Why let it bother you for an extended period of time?
Well, and I would guess that your system gets more and more to that place as we age, aka have more and more experiences, because it's collecting data saying I was so scared when this happened back in the day, and then it all worked out. And that happened over and over and over again until I got to the point I said, okay, this is scary or unknown or whatever, stressful, but it's probably going to work out, even if I don't see exactly how it will right now. It's a data collection center, our brains, I'm telling you.
Like traveling to a new place.
Mm-hmm.
If I go to a new place that I haven't been, I have such anxiety. Even while I'm there, I might have anxiety. And then the next time I go, no problem at all.
Mm-hmm.
But that first trip somewhere, and when I say traveling, like flying somewhere. Like if I fly somewhere I haven't been, I'm very anxious about it. But then if I go back anytime after that, fine.
I'm just realizing how dope those shades are.
Thank you.
They are
Yeah,
pretty cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
You were just talking very deep and I'm thinking, dope sunglasses. And I've been looking at them the whole time. And I'm just now
The
realizing
lighting angle is way.
that's what it is.
Yeah. On fire.
So one thing I find fascinating talking with Courtney about these things is what I think the conversation's going to go to is actually flipped. You focus on the opposite side of what I would think you would focus on. To me, that's fascinating.
Yeah, that's a cool observation.
Like talking to you, how can we help somebody? You're like, well, what is the person who actually wants to help? Like, and in my head, I'm like, aren't we talking about the person that needs help? But so that's interesting to me.
Yeah. And it can be frustrating for clients too. They're like, tell me the things. And there are things.
Yeah.
And we can even talk about it with that example. But foundationally in it too, it's like part of your job is to set your clients up for success. And that's expectation management. And so we teach them about expectation management as well. Listen, there is a line that once we cross it, you no longer have control here in the outcome of what someone else chooses to do. There's a lot of tricks that may increase your chances of having an impact or an influence on this person or their behavior. But there's a certain point that it's worth accepting you don't have control, because then you're empowered to make decisions about how you would want to proceed with the relationship should things stay the same.
Wow.
Does make good sense.
Yeah. But in terms of like really having impact and stuff, if the person is avoidant, And they learned, like, you know, if I say certain things, if I respond certain ways when, for example, Devon is saying, you got to change your life. You got to, you know, I love you. You got to do better. And someone might learn like, okay, Devon, you're so smart. And that gets him to stop. That satisfies him. So he'll stop, you know, making me uncomfortable. If you're telling me to change my life, I can learn over time what to say.
Just to shut his ass up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you start to notice, okay, well, this is a pattern here. I'm pouring all this love out and nothing's happening. What's going on? And so... It's actually
how I keep track of the show on.
Yeah.
Nice. That's actually smart. I was wondering about that. Yeah. But yeah, okay, so now we know the person is kind of playing a game. Again, it's like, okay, well, that's a signal to me that they're not wanting to change. And that's a huge step towards change, right?
Is realizing that?
Well, for the person to want to change.
Yes.
And then, okay, if we can get someone to say, I want to change something in my life, the next steps is like, okay, what steps are you willing to take?
Okay, so we'll back it up to the wanting to change. How someone can easily say, I want to change. That doesn't mean they actually want to. So how do you know when someone is being sincere? Like, how can you get somebody to that place?
That's a really good question. I mean, I feel like this activation in my nervous system thinking about that, you know. Again, so in school we learn stages of change. There's pre-contemplative, contemplative, you know, working, maintenance. Yeah, you know, don't quote me on that, but you're talking about a pre-contemplative. Well, I guess contemplative, right? They're saying they want to change. So they're aware there would be some value to it, but they've not decided, you know?
Like they could be saying they want to change because somebody else said they should change. That's what should be happening.
Yeah.
But they're waking up every day repeating the same patterns.
Well, this is a good tool. It's called motivational interviewing. And there's several steps to it, but one of them is like called rolling with resistance. And basically what you're doing in motivational interviewing is you're not on the offense. You're not pushing your ideas, your agenda. You're asking them questions. And what you're internally looking for is their actions and what they produce and their goals and their values. And so you're not challenging yet. And there's that roll with resistance where you just, you're kind of like when the person's saying some crazy stuff, I want to be rich, but I don't want to do blah, 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 what it takes. Then it's like, okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then you're building rapport and openness. You're gathering this information. And then when it feels appropriate, you kind of start introducing, well, you sound like you really value this, but the choices you're making right now take you away from that. You know, what do you think about that? Does it feel better to be over here? Does it feel better?
So being really transparent, literally, with like every step of the way and getting them to understand every single little thing, I guess, about the whole situation.
It would be more like conversational. Like, what's an example
that we can use?
Yeah. I know it's hard on the spot.
Right.
I'll do this one. People that are mandated to go to therapy and they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, but they have to be there. So let's say it was, I don't know, an addiction, you know, they don't want to talk to me, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just asking them questions, you know, even about, okay, I get it. You don't want to be here. So I'm not being defensive about that. I'm not trying to convince them to want to be here. I'm saying, okay, you know, I get it. It makes sense. You also want to get out of this trouble and do your thing and, you know, be free from that, right? So that's why you're here, even though you don't want to be here, because what you want on the other side of it is worth it. So when we get to talking about addiction, you know, it's kind of like, yeah, you want to have a healthy, however they perceive a healthy life. You want to have a family. You want to have a career, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But you're doing this because it hurts. What hurts more, and what will hurt more? So you're kind of, the gist of it is you're helping them compare their values and goals with what's going on right now. And if there's discrepancies, if what you're doing does not align with where you want to go, then that can help people flip the switch in their brain that's like, maybe, there are some things I can tweak if we're intentional about it aligning with your goals and they understand that it's possible to get results from doing those things. So it sounds really, I think, while I'm hearing myself talk, it sounds like complex and like what? But like conversationally, it's really that. It's listening to someone and reflecting back to them, where there's discrepancies between their values and goals. And then again, you have to remember we don't have control over what people do with the information. But that something like that can help. There's so many different things to try, in it's called interpersonal, networking, connection. Intra is your connection with yourself. Inter is how we interact with other people. There's so many tricks and tips and things you can do to try to get certain outcomes. But I find myself talking to clients a lot about that. Like I could teach you some tips and tricks and we can go over that. But what I don't want for you is for you to be learning that you have to contort yourself and do all these extra things, to get someone to love you or to, whatever it is. You don't want to teach the client unequivocally without the other side, the acceptance side. You don't want to just teach them how to like overwork to get.
It's like using a cheat code in a video game.
Yeah. Yeah, but it shifts their experience, because how can you ever feel truly seen or loved or connected if you're getting these outcomes through these intentional tricks? They're not inherently bad, the tips and tricks. Some of them are really helpful, but a lot of people are used to abandoning themselves to try and survive out in this world. Think about, I've had a tough day, but I'm at work with a smile on. It's like that is the status quo in our society. So really trying to open up and increase the quality of your life, a lot of it is teaching acceptance and, empowerment, and that you have options. You don't have to contort, and it can be freeing to accept you don't have control, even if you really wish you did.
That's something I think accepting. A lot of times in life, we project strength when we feel insecure. Mm-hmm. And I think there's strength in accepting that insecurity. Like, I feel like the quicker we can accept where we are, when we are, the quicker we can be where we want to be.
I agree. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But also, like, society it's just so funny, like the juxtaposition. Both are true. There's so much value in being authentic, but that, because of the way society operates, that genuinely can inhibit what you can do within that society. So, that concept of fake it till you make it.
True.
That works in a lot of contexts.
For sure.
If you're being vulnerable in those contexts, you may not get the same traction you would have if you were playing the game.
That's so true.
So there comes the value of empowerment of choice. I can choose when to put on the mask and play the game. I can choose when to take it off. Each
moment really dictates which path to take in that regard, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like what the environment is that you're in. Should I project strength even though I feel insecure, or should I be honest about the insecurities? Mm-hmm. And honestly, this might be pretty deep, but in most of life, there's parallels. And I see a parallel in that with your relationship with yourself and how you love yourself. Sometimes love may call you to say, push through, do it. You'll feel better when you're on the other side of it. And sometimes it's like, oh no, this is hard. Take a moment, take a day, rest.
but it's that empowerment of choice. I think there's some kind of connection in that to like love and freedom, just being able to make the call that feels best for your goals.
Yeah.
So I want to make it in this corporate structure. Then I essentially, in a way, am choosing to want to put on the mask on a regular basis, But if I also love like the freedom and I don't want to feel trapped, then I'll be intentional about my relationships outside of work and let those be safe ones where I let the mask down, but I still get social support,
Plus, I feel like everybody nowadays, it's like here and now.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to they want to get somewhere, but they want it now.
Absolutely.
Like everything has to be today.
Mm-hmm. Even with medicines, taking a pill instead of like we treat symptoms, but we don't treat root causes because one is a lot more immediate.
What's your opinion on the
pregnancy?
I actually saw a funny take on that. It was like,
amazing.
I saw some memes that were like, because remember how it was going viral that like the liberal moms were like trying to prove to Trump they're taking Tylenol while they're pregnant, and they were like, wow, all of a sudden people actually know what women are now. And yeah. And I was like, oh shit.
Tylenol came out and said you shouldn't take it while you're pregnant. I mean,
right.
What's interesting? I just saw this research on pain medications that they're finding it also inhibits emotional highs and lows from taking like acetaminophen or
wow,
any of these.
Wait, does what?
So how it like dampens pain sensation in the nervous system. It also dampens emotional sensation. So highs and lows.
I never knew that.
Now is Advil acetaminophen?
I don't know. I'm not an expert on that. I haven't taken anything in like 15 years.
Oh, good for you. That's
awesome. And not because it's, not a super intentional thing. I just kind of got more into like herbs and oils and stuff. But yeah, Summer,
No, Advil isn't. It's it's called a non-steroidal
anti-inflammatory.
She knows her shit.
Yeah.
Dr. McMillan in the house.
Yes.
We took
smart people with us today.
Took a couple psychopharmacology courses. Yeah.
2 clowns, 1 doctor, 1 podcast.
Oh my gosh! But yeah,
because I take Advil. I've never taken Tylenol, but Advil.
I mean, I think like whatever, once a year, a couple times a year, you have a headache or something, and you take it, you'll be fine.
You take it like every day?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You get a headache
Some
once or
people
twice
do.
a year, and that's it.
I mean, I don't really ever get headaches,
Yeah,
but
I don't either.
when I used to smoke weed, I would like, but I smoked a copious amounts of weed when I smoked weed. So like every couple months, I think it was just from the over smoking, I would get like a day where I would have a headache or a migraine.
Yeah, if I get a headache, I'll have Advil right away.
I would have an ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But ever since I stopped consuming cannabis, I haven't gotten, that doesn't happen.
Headaches are like one of the worst things in the world. It's just a pain you just can't, lingers and you can't get rid of it.
It's frustrating. Yeah. I don't get them often, thankfully.
Do you see clients? I mean, actually, that's probably can ask. I was going to say, do you see clients who take like the mental health medications? But separate from that, what's your take on mental health medications? Because personally, I just think they're probably so worse for people than beneficial. I mean, look at all the side effects. Say somebody is schizophrenic and hears voices. You look at the side effect of these medications for schizophrenics, it creates voices in their head. Mm-hmm. It's like, what
Pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, like, what's the... like,
I know,
The best is stop taking if you have suicidal thoughts. What the fuck am I taking something to possibly have suicidal thoughts for?
Yeah. Depression medications. I think like all of them have that warning too. Yeah, may cause suicidal ideation and things like that.
It's supposed to help me with this.
Yeah.
Not push me over.
Or you get like other symptoms, stomach ulcers, the shakes. Tardive dyskinesia is a new one that's come out from people chronically being on these mental health pills.
What is tardive?
It's when you like, you get like a tick, in your face or like, like a twitch that's uncontrollable. And you get it specifically from taking certain medications, mental health medications. And now they've got a pill for that.
There's going to be some guy that just grabs boobs. He's like, it's Tardif. It's my Tardif dyskinesia.
Dyskinesia, yeah. I'm taking
I'm sorry.
the new pills for that. I'm like, God.
Got a problem.
Isn't that a Pedro Pascal? Lately?
Yeah.
He's anxious.
Yeah.
Grabbing people.
Defoe's wife.
I never saw anything of him doing that, but I heard, on social media that
Yeah.
that's a thing,
Yeah, William Defoe, he turned around and looked at him. Touching my wife.
Right.
Oh, and he was like, I get anxious. That's why I do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, with the mental health meds, it's a mixed bag, just like anything really. Pros versus cons. I personally feel like they're a tool and there can be a time and place for them, absolutely. But the way that it's marketed, because it's profitable, is that it's a solution. And it's not that. And don't even get me started on like the science behind that and,
And tying it to like so much of the violence that goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So many of these people are actually on certain these medications.
Yeah.
You give antidepressant medication. Now they've got one that you take this on top of that because you might not get there all the way with that one. So we're going to add another one on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens if that one doesn't work? You're going to take a third one?
Yeah. A lot with like, SSRIs. That's a popular drug. I think now they're pushing out some variations of that, SNRIs, things like that. But selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, those are often used for anxiety and depression. Like those are the golden standard. For a while.
Like a Prozac or a...
Mm-hmm. I'd have to double check what type classification, but so depression medication in general, I'll never forget reading this in my textbook in college. They don't know which serotonin receptors they're binding with and blocking. So it's kind of just the luck of the draw.
That's crazy.
With these different molecules to see how people reported the outcome.
And they're giving this to human beings.
This is before they even learned that your gut makes more serotonin than your brain.
They always called your gut. You're like
your second brain or something like
and apparently it has more nerve endings than the brain does, or something like.
I tell you, gut health is important.
There's a bunch going on in there.
There's a lot in the gut.
Yeah. But essentially, I remember reading and taking away.
I have a third glass of chocolate.
Yeah.
I need some.
Yeah. Amazing. But they don't really know what they're doing with a lot of those medications. They just do enough research that they find something and see that it's approximating the treatment goals.
That's so corrupt and bad.
People think it's an absolute ironclad, they're the experts thing. But that's why a lot of people, even when they do, and they'll just try different versions of antidepressants until you find one that works. But then you've only got so long on that one before it stops working and you have to start over again.
That's crazy. It's so, these companies and they're affecting literally like human beings for generations just so that they can make money.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be allowed.
And what is money?
Yeah.
We made this whole world up. Why? I mean, it's got so much power. It's crazy. I understand its function, but it's wild when you get into conversation like that, what people will do for this construct that was created.
And it goes deep. Like, the doctors that push vaccines and push medications and all this stuff just to get those bonuses and whatever else. I mean, we could have a whole podcast digging into the research of that.
Yeah.
And it's
my doctor, no flu shot, pneumonia shot, definitely no COVID shot. He is against
that's cool.
shots.
Well, and not unequivocally, I'm not taking a stance here, guys. No.
yeah, get debarred from the medical world.
Yeah. Lose my license.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have a doctor that's not pushing stuff on you.
Yeah, no, he doesn't push that stuff. He's not a big fan of it.
Cares about what you need, not like, well, this is the agenda, so this is what,
Courtney gave me a shot on the way here. I was like, what are we doing?
What?
Just kidding.
No, yeah.
It was an AD plus, right in the bum.
We were talking about that. That's good stuff. Have you tried NAD, Carmi?
No, I don't even know what it is.
It's
literally a shot.
You can take it as a shot, or you can take it as a pill, or
what is it?
Oh, do you remember what NAD stands for?
Niacluglutatide.
It's a type of peptide. Yeah. Do you take any NADs lately?
It's like, bro, so people like it because it's like an anti-aging type thing. So what happens is every cell in your body runs off of NAD, right?
Yeah.
It's the fuel source for the trillions of cells that compose
for your mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cells.
Right. And so as we age, our cells aren't as efficient as creating and ingesting it. Mm-hmm. So if we supplement with NAD, you instantly feel it. It's hard to explain, but you feel good. You just feel better.
Where do you buy it?
I have a really good link for it. I'll send it to you.
All right, I'll try some NAD.
Yeah,
and if there's any NAD
feel it right away.
I'll try
companies watching this, sponsor us.
Yeah.
We'd love to promote you in the next video. I used to go and get...
Put you right next to, we'll put something of yours, logo right by the flamingo and Stan Haney.
Right next to Stan.
Carefully.
Oh, my bad. The head falls off. I'm like, oh, shit.
A little plate at the bottom. National Deli.
I'm not going to lie. He's got a nice little stance going, and these jeans look dope. Yeah.
He's got aura.
He does have aura and a nice stash.
But yeah, it gives you energy immediately.
All right,
pretty much.
I'd like to try it out.
And it's not overpowering energy like the jitters or anything. It's like life force is what it feels like. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, but you just feel good.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm in.
And
try that.
Yeah.
The pills are great. I'm going to buy these pills. When you get an IV or a shot, I mean, so for the tiers of NAD, it's like IV straight into your freaking arm, shots and then pills, So for years I would go and get the IV, and you leave that and you're just like, for a couple weeks after that, you just have this, it resonates within you and you're just feeling amazing. Yeah.
All right. I will give it a whirl.
Yeah.
It's worth a try. Everyone that has tried it that I've known is like, oh my God, I feel like me again.
Yeah.
Like,
all right, I'll try it.
For me, it makes me feel like, those times in life where it's just like you feel really alive and like.
Yeah. And it's immediate.
Yeah. Well, like 20 minutes. Yeah. But first try. Yeah. First time you take it. Yeah.
It's kind of like getting high, but like.
You're not impaired.
No.
Yeah. You take it daily?
Yeah.
So our body produces less of it as we age. So for me, lately I'm taking it daily, but sometimes it almost feels like my body's letting me know I don't need it because our bodies are still producing it. So it's almost like being vitamin deficient. So it depends how it shows up for you. Your body might want it every day because it's producing so little, or you might just be deficient, but you're producing enough so you don't need it every day.
What tells you whether you need it or don't need it every day?
For me, I got a mild headache, and I never get headaches.
So that was a sign you were taking it too much or too little?
My brain is, it was a sign for me that like, I'm going to, take a break.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been feeling good and everything. And I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't like a bad headache or anything. It was just kind of like,
you could sense it.
I took it. Like my body's saying like, hey, we're good.
And the only difference really was you ingesting the NAD consistently. Yeah.
Like, enough, lady. We're making it too.
It's like trying to put gas in your car every day and it's just like overflowing. We got enough.
It's not good once it clicks to keep trying to fill it up with more gas. This is not good for your car.
That's good to know.
Oh.
Like taking too much NADs.
Yeah.
What a beautiful parallel.
Right?
I'm just not, maybe I'm not in tune with my body to know. I hear people like, oh, my body told me this or that. I'm like, did it? My fucking body doesn't tell me shit.
Oh my God.
It tells me when I have a headache and to go take some Advil.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm not in tune with my body at all.
Your knees were telling you something a minute ago when you got up.
But I didn't even notice it other than looking over at me. It's just an everyday occurrence.
Yeah. No, that's something we do in therapy too. And I thought it was too woo-woo at first, but when I started seeing the research, I got more into it. But it's like when they're talking about an emotion, where do you feel that in your body?
Oh,
What does it feel like? How does it show up? What's its nature and all of that as part of emotional processing? Pretty crazy. Still, though, when I ask clients, they're like, what? Like, what do you mean?
that's something. I mean, I know people who, like, I'm a big proponent in support of chiropractic medicine just because it helped me out in my life. So in a nutshell, I am an entertainer for a living which means I hold the guitar and I stand up for 3-4 hours a show. Some days I have 2 shows. So on those days, 8 hours, I'm standing up holding that guitar. So for years of my life, I would have a concert guitar, which puts a lot of weight like right here. So this was like maybe 8 or 9 years ago by now, but I started waking up with an acute tightness in my upper back, lower neck area. And it just started like that. And I would try and get it. And then eventually I would try and like,
Whoa, talking about
Not
cracking.
ready for that.
I adjust myself now.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to show that as an example, but like,
Oh my gosh.
so
That hurts.
it was amazing. But
Right, in the chair.
so back then, before I knew how to adjust myself, I would try and like get it or whatever, but I didn't know how to crack myself. And I eventually just started like kind of hurting myself, right? So then I was like, all right, let me find a chiropractor. And I ended up going through like 3 or 4 or 5. And, you know, I would just go and they would crack this or crack that, but it wasn't fixing the actual problem. And eventually I found Thrive Chiropractic, which is off of Immokalee Road, if they're still there. I mean, I'm sure they are, but I don't know. It's like Immokalee and 75 in that Publix Plaza. And if you go online, there's like either a love or hate for chiropractors because some people are like, oh, they're snake oil salesmen. Like, it's not real. Like, but I'll tell you why it's real. Like, I had a chronic pain for 3 years that I couldn't fix. I feel like a reason why some people are against chiropractic medicine is because you go to them and they try and sign you up for this 6 months plan or whatever it is, and it ends up costing $2,000-$3,000. And I avoided that in the beginning and would just find the ones that would let me pay $50 and go. But guess what? I wasn't being fixed. So I ended up going to Thrive, doing the 6 month plan, taking that investment, and he was actually really amazing. You know, at the time I was like, I was going to not sign up. I was like, I can't do this right now, but I could probably do it starting in January, whatever it was. He's like, no, we'll start you now, but in January, we'll start the direct deposit. Like, he was super cool. I was like, oh shit. All right. And so I went for him for 6 months, and it makes sense because muscle memory, right? When something is out of place, your muscles will tighten up to try and fix it and pull it back into place. And if it's out of place for years on end, even if one chiropractor cracks you once, the muscle memory will pull it out of place now because it was out of place for so long and those muscles were so tight for so long. So yeah, I went to Thrive for 6 months, studied them the whole time, not gonna lie. That's how I learned how to adjust myself. But fixed me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was like, I felt freaking 15 years old. And ever since then, I always encourage people to go. But I know people who have like sciatica in their lower back or whatever problems they have. I'm like, go to the chiropractor. And they're like, no, my sciatica is actually an emotional response. And I'm like, come on, bro. I'm like, bro, go get fixed. Life doesn't need to be lived like that in pain every day.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And it goes both ways. Even if it was an emotional, you know, like a trauma stored thing that's throwing off the body, the fascia, the sciatic nerve. There's bottom up and top down processing that you can do. Bottom up is working the body to influence the mind, and top down is influencing the mind to work the body.
It's amazing how powerful the mind is.
Yeah. Yeah. But the body too, it's called bidirectional. So people have emotional
bisexual?
But people have emotional releases from chiropractor stuff.
He said penis.
So yeah, real mature.
I went to a chiropractor once in my life.
Oh yeah.
Did you need it, or you just? Do you have like aches and pains or anything in your body?
I just feel like they're normal aches and pains. I mean, I know. I guess not. I don't know.
Like, do you have
I wouldn't know if it was like.
Do you have something that feels out of place that just bothers you every day?
No, not really.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, my right shoulder like clenches up here.
Oh, we can fix this.
Kind of work on that.
Yeah, but again, I'm not in tune with my body to know.
Mm.
I've been that way for so long that, like that guy that I went to chiropractor, he got done. He goes, I can't crack anything else. I've cracked everything I can crack. I'm like, he's like, how do you feel? I'm like, same as I did when I walked in.
Oh my gosh.
Are you in pain?
No.
Well, then you're fine. But what she's talking
I
about,
still think I'm like 15 years old.
you're
That's
lucky.
good.
A lot of people don't feel that way.
Oh no, I still feel like a kid. Like even mentally, sometimes like, how the fuck am I 36?
I know that is another weird thing about life. As we get older, we don't feel like we're getting older.
No.
Yeah.
You know, it's
weird.
But to your shoulder thing, have you ever been to a chiropractor?
Once a long time ago, but I have like stuff going on with my neck vertebrae, so I'm scared to go to a chiropractor because I don't want them to accidentally break my neck because it's like a little bit of a unique situation with my vertebrae in there.
I bet you could tell them what it is and they'd be able to work around it or work with it.
So yeah,
What about a massage?
I love massages. Yeah, that's safe.
But I guarantee you, it's probably one of your ribs is out of place, and
It is.
they would pop it back in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have like a rare type of scoliosis. I was born and some of my vertebrae didn't like grow anymore. So they're baby size on one side and the other side is like adult size. And so that's what caused.
Oh, I bet they've
curvature.
seen this before.
Yeah. Back when I found out about it, there was nothing on it. So
Really?
yeah, but now I've met people that
Have it
as well.
Yeah.
So, but I've always been scared to be adjusted because they could literally break my neck, you know?
Did you think you were like a one of one?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. My mom had to take medication to make me grow faster back then before I was
While you were in the womb?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't have made it without. And my theory was that that's why, because I was growing so fast. Yeah. But my mom said not to sue the company because it still saved my life.
So she took Tylenol and...
Oh my God. That was well placed. Well placed. Yeah.
Even stands over there shaking his head,
Yeah, it's got a knowing smirk.
Well, we have Courtney here, right? And so I want to think of another way we can try and help somebody out there watching or listening to this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, having somebody like you here. So the way I brought up before was maybe somebody stuck in a rut. Let's think of another example that we can give to Courtney to try and help somebody watching or listening to this.
Oh, I'm just trying to give personal examples right now.
Personal. Yeah.
So you really want to...
We just lay down like...
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me try this out. Hold on. Put my feet up.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So when I was 3 years old, my uncle...
Yeah. Even to like, just in that general sense, someone feeling in a rut, worn down and things like that. I think it's really advantageous to remember that you have options, and that, like we were talking about earlier, things can change so quickly. You may not know right now what the solution is going to look like, but just poking into the ether, so to speak, just making the decision, I'm going to look for inspiration today, or I'm just going to Google XYZ. It doesn't matter what it is. The intention followed by the movement will lead to something.
I've always said that. I've always said, even this...
Just like that?
Well, no. But...
I stole it from him.
Yeah, right.
You're good. That's what happens when you take naps.
It's the nads. I love how he calls it nads.
Yeah.
I've always called it NAD, but I like nads.
Do I have to take two, or is just one okay?
But
Oh my God.
back to that. Even the smallest step towards that new direction, the universe will gift you tenfold.
Mm-hmm.
Just taking that one little bit of effort.
Yeah.
You know?
The intentionality behind it,
That goes back to, you have to want to do it. You can't force someone to do something. You can say, so you're blue in the face, this is what you need to do. If that person doesn't want to do it, there's no point to say it.
Yeah. And a huge part of that motivation is believing that doing something will produce something, you know?
Oh, yeah. That's a good
So when
point.
we're talking about like someone that doesn't know what to do, or they're looking at a mountain and like they're seeing the whole mountain, you know, like a mountain of things to do, years to get there, reorient to, listen, just deciding to step forward in any way today is something that, yeah, I personally agree, energetically starts shifting things for you in alignment with your goals.
You think it stops people from doing or trying because it's not that immediate response or immediate reaction? Like,
yeah,
they don't get that immediate justification, so why try?
Yeah, because when like depression comes from feeling overwhelmed and underpowered, like you don't have power over your situation and you've been, holding the pain for so long, your nervous system starts to depress and sense less and have less motivation. So knowing that you have some option makes a world of difference. Knowing that you can do something, and that piece is sticking with me right now, just that it doesn't matter what exactly you do. Oh, but when someone's tired of being sick and tired, and they finally get the energy to do something and try it, and it doesn't work immediately, they don't have that much energy reserves, So they'll go back to whatever they're doing to cope with pain instead of pushing through,
That's a good point. Like they might get a burst of inspiration to make it change, but they don't have a huge reserve in the tank at that moment.
Yeah.
So if they get burnt out that fast, they go back to the familiar things to help cope. Like you said, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And they might be extra upset.
Right.
And try extra
and it just compounds.
Escape that pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they get, when they, if it's like drugs or alcohol or something, and when they wake up the next day, they're feeling shitty. And now they're struggling with shame because they put all that energy towards making a change. Now they're in a familiar place again, feeling shitty and just like, fuck,
Yeah.
And it's usually until the next time that they get kind of overwhelmed with shame, discomfort, pain, all of this, that it's like, well, fuck it. Okay, I'm just going to go back to this familiar way of coping. And so that's the cycle. And so that's an excellent point, honestly, like that. I would want people to know it's a process, and you got to choose your hard.
Choose your hard. What do you mean?
Like, I saw that somewhere. It's choose your hard,
choose your difficult.
Well, like being fat is hard. Going to the gym is hard.
Right.
Choose your hard.
Oh.
Marriage is hard. Divorce is hard. Choose your hard.
I like that. Like they're both hard, but which one would you rather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being depressed is hard. Getting out of it is hard. Yeah.
I like that too. It's a good way to look at it because no matter what you choose, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
But one leads towards a better life and one...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Choose your heart.
I think that'll be the title of this week's pod.
Just gonna say
hey, give it a pound.
Boom. Come through on that.
Yeah.
I might write that down and put it in my car, my work car.
It's a good thing
cool.
to know and think every day.
It helps with resiliency, when you're frustrated and it's like, well, I chose this hard. I'm doing this for a reason, whatever.
Yeah.
Or like, this sucks. I'm going to do something else,
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about it that helps you see things from it is possible perspective because they're both hard.
Mm-hmm.
If both roads are hard, but one leads towards better and one doesn't, why wouldn't you just pick the one that leads towards better?
Because people are stupid.
Yeah.
No, it's not that, but for some people.
Well, it can be hard, right? Like,
well, they both are hard. So say both roads are hard, but it goes to what Courtney said. One of them is familiar. It's a familiar hard you know how to deal with. You don't like to deal with it.
I'm just thinking about
being immature.
Yeah. Like taking this out of context. They both were hard.
They're both familiar hard.
Which one? Which one should I choose?
When you know how to work. Oh my God.
Choose your hard.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
That's a situation where only one other word could really change the whole meaning of that. And it's a 2-letter word. On.
Oh my gosh. Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, that's a t-shirt. Choose
Your hard. Yeah, that'll be in the merch store.
Oh my gosh. So funny.
I love that.
But you're right, then that's a huge thing is familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. Humans are wired again on the survival level. So there's different levels of our like brain functioning. On the most basic level, our survival level, we're wired to be aversive to unfamiliar, to the unknown, because there's more threat to our survival there.
True. Like maybe staying in that little hole you're in seems safer because you know the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting. There's when you're walking, like bipedalism, when you're walking on just your 2 feet, it does something to the brain that down-regulates the fear centers, like the amygdala.
Just walking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's
barefoot or with...
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
The motion of walking tells your nervous system to down-regulate fear. And that's for a primal reason, so that men would be able to walk beyond the territory to seek more resources, food, shelter, whatever.
Wow. I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
When you talk on the phone, do you ever walk around?
I mean,
When I get a phone call, and I wouldn't say it's with everybody, but certain people, when I'm on the phone with them, I find myself pacing around the house. I'll go in and outside. I will pace the entire time I'm on the phone.
Yeah. It's a good way to move that energy through your body, but also processing, so it's not getting stressful and stagnant,
I do. I mean, I guess if I have a need to walk around, I will. But I guess when people call me, I plop somewhere and I just sit and talk.
I get why you're asking, though, because he was saying that he's, that's something you're working on, right? Like,
oh, yeah,
getting
yeah.
on the phone. And if we know walking forward,
Maybe I can use that as a
down-regulates-
coping tool when I feel that weight.
Yeah.
Start walking,
Walk around.
get a little pacing.
Yeah.
Process it a little bit.
Damn. Wow.
Pretty cool stuff. Choose your hard, All right? Just the familiar and the unfamiliar.
I love how funny that is, but how also like awesome that is.
How
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't come up with it, but it's definitely good. It's succinct. It says a lot in a few words.
Okay, so let's flip it. So
Choose your easy.
no. We've been talking a lot on how we can help people, right? Maybe watching or listening. But now how does therapy and helping people affect you?
That's a good question.
Because people are dumping everything onto you. And I know personally, as a performer, it drains me. I'm not getting dumped on. I'm the one doing the dumping essentially. But if I know how drained I get from pouring out my heart and soul into performances, how does people dumping their emotions onto you affect you? Like after a day of 3 or 4 clients, what do you feel like?
It's a lot. A lot of the time I feel like I don't want to talk to anyone for a little bit, and just because social connections require a lot of us as well, especially when you're not going deep with people. Like someone's like, "Hi, how are you?" And you need to respond certain ways lest they feel something's wrong.
Right.
So for me personally, when I'm tired from a day of back-to-back clients, I want to be alone for a little bit so I can't like disappoint anyone, because I want to take my mask off, and what I mean by that is I've found it can get heavy over time to the point where left unchecked, all of a sudden it's like, what's wrong with me? My fuse is very short. I don't feel like myself. And I'm the type of person, I believe for me, it is an accumulation of other people's energy that gets like trapped in me. So I'm very intentional about regularly releasing that. And like, I'll pray and say, take what is not mine, and what is not for me. I take my notes. I don't need to hold on to everything. I take notes, I do research. But I now make it a regular practice to intentionally release what I'm carrying so that I can, give myself oxygen and show up the next week, with the same fervor and all of that. This is stuff that makes people sick that they're telling me and I'm holding space for and I'm manipulating and working with, for them. And so I have to, really be intentional about it. But I go for walks, that's something that helps me. I do my own like CBT stuff. I'll journal, do breath work, stretching. Gym is awesome, Sometimes though, like I've visualized like the cords of energy, that are connecting between people when you share certain things. Like things get heavy.
And you sever it or something?
Connection. Well, I pull it out of me. I unplug it.
Oh, okay.
And they can plug back in.
Oh, that's cool.
Next session,
yeah.
But I don't walk with it all day, every day.
I like that.
Because there's a certain...
Is it challenging to mentally get to that stage where you're able to do that?
Probably, yeah. I didn't start out doing that or understanding how important it was for me. And I used to work with like children, and that was really hard. Nothing but respect for those that do. Because they don't have a lot of control over their environments and stuff. And so I would lay awake at night thinking about these kids and could not stop worrying. And it turned into rumination, and I was not functioning well after a certain point. So I learned that there's different types of stress. There's not enough to where you're not doing anything. There's what's called eustress. It's EUSTRESS. Eustress is the ideal, that it's enough that motivates you to do something, research, contribute, blah, blah, blah. And then the other side of that, distress, is rumination. It's paralyzing. Where you freeze up because it's too much, So I try and keep it in the bell curve, little eustress. I can use that, but release what would pull me into like overwhelm and rumination. It's heavy,
It's some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Learning a lot today.
Cool. Yeah. I'm pretty passionate about it, and just the ins and I could talk forever and ever and ever about it. I feel like it's just because it's spiritual, it's psychological, it's physical, it's biological, it's woven into everything in our existence, in my opinion.
Do you think there's people who don't need therapy, but still seek it for some weird reason?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have clients a lot of the time that are sitting in front of me and they're talking about what's going on, and I'm like, the wrong person is sitting in therapy right now.
Yeah.
You're cool, but bring that other person in here. But but yeah, also people can get dependent or addicted.
Right. To that attention maybe, or that.
It's a unique type of human relationship.
Like a hypochondriac in a way, almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, people will go to different lengths to warrant treatment still when they don't need it. But yeah, it's like you don't get that talking to friends and family where just for a whole hour, it's about you and what you're experiencing and what you're going through. And the only thing I'm talking about is asking questions and, just it's focused on you and supporting you and understanding you. Whereas you call friends or family, they're like, oh yeah, me too. I went through this and this is what I did. And all that.
Yeah.
It's like, that can be distressing. So it can feel really special for people when they finally get heard in that way, and they'll,
Can it have an adverse reaction though? Like a negative impact on yourself going to therapy?
Probably.
You go to therapy for so long that it's not helpful. You might think it is, but it's really not.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that goes into like looking for problems. Versus, I need to be fixing something. I need to be looking for problems versus developing the capacity to enjoy your life.
Right.
And to believe that you are healthy and well,
And to acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes my clients come in and they're like, sorry, I don't have anything. I'm like, fine. I'm glad
That's
things
good.
are going well. Let's explore what's been going well.
Yeah.
some therapists would just keep poking, looking for something wrong to attend to. But I think balance is key in everything in life, you know?
Yeah.
Celebrate the good, explore what is the good. You know, in manifestation and stuff, you ask people what it is that they want, and they're like, oh, no, I know what I don't want. But preparing and defining what you do want is a huge part of it too.
Boobs.
There it goes again. That's what you want in life.
Nads.
Nads.
Boobs and nads over there, huh?
Boobs and nads. It's the new
Another shirt.
yeah.
Whole lineup. We put them on the wall back.
Boobs and nads.
Boobs and nads.
Choose your hard. Boobs and
It's
nads
like a
right next to
hand-
each other.
All right, that's inappropriate. Cut that.
No.
Oh man.
This has been my favorite conversation ever.
Aw.
Like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it was really nice.
It's
Sorry if I bore you next week when it's just us again.
no. No.
Yeah, I feel like I might have talked a little much. You
No.
know?
No. Talk more.
I
Like,
appreciate you guys.
yeah.
It's a nice break to have somebody else to break it up a little bit. You know?
Well, I don't get to talk that much in my profession, so I guess I. Got
oh yeah,
excited.
you're
I was
always
like,
listening. Yeah.
You're more than welcome on here anytime.
Oh, thank
You'd
you.
be our first reoccurring guest,
Yeah.
That'd be
a
cool.
regular of the show.
I would love that.
I would love that too.
Yeah. I was trying to think earlier, and then boobs just popped in my mind and distracted me.
You.
Yeah. But with her here, while we have her here, anything else that comes to mind?
For the mental side of things?
Just maybe a question maybe somebody listening or somebody watching might have.
I don't know. I think my last question was
It's a good one.
one that I was really curious about. Having adverse reactions, adverse effects, negative effects, I guess, to go and. But I don't know. Does that? All right. So let me ask you this: does that also depend on the therapist?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, therapists can do harm, you know?
Okay, so that
Yeah.
that answers the question.
Yeah.
Do you think there are
Do they do it intentionally, or they don't know that they are?
I'm sure.
Well, like-
unfortunately, some might. I don't think that that's the common theme by any means.
have you ever heard how there's a lot of nurses apparently who
Yeah.
like having that control or power over the patients? Do you think there's a portion of therapists like that?
Yeah.
What's your take on like this whole website therapy or the apps? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
is that, I mean, I'm not discounting like virtual services, but do you think that, obviously, I think somebody going to see you in person is probably way more beneficial,
Yeah.
but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Well, it's I think more it's these big tech companies that are exploiting therapists,
Profiting off of it.
therapy. Yeah. That I've heard the most conversation around. You know, as far as virtual versus in person, I personally believe they're comparable enough. You get a little bit more out of in person in terms of like being able to pick up and work with like almost like physical manifestations of energy in the room in terms of vibes. But you know, the VC companies and stuff running like I can't even think of what rhymes, but you know, some of the bigger name ones, it's really exploitive for therapists. And when you're exploiting the therapist, the client isn't getting the best service either. So that, you know,
That made me think of this as well. So I, with one of my exes, you know, things were kind of on the outs and she wanted to try couples therapy.
mm-hmm.
So what's your take on this, on how, so me, you guys know me as a person, right? Like I, how can I phrase this question? So we went to couples therapy, but the guy, the therapist, ended up just like we didn't even receive therapy. He just found out I was a musician and then just became enamored with me for some reason and was just asking me, was literally just trying to be my friend, to the point to where my ex got mad because we're supposed to be in therapy.
This guy wants to know what you listen to for a daily.
And he just ended up like, and so in my head, I was like, that was so funny. Like, if I wanted to, when I walk into a room, I could probably use my personality and try to command the room. But you guys probably know I'm kind of way more reserved because I like just listening. I don't like to be that guy, but I can turn that on if I want. And so in my head, how does that affect sessions? Like different types of people and different types of personalities, things like that. Because I remember leaving that therapy session going, that was fascinating. Like I just sat there. He asked both of us what we did for a living, and he just kept digging into me because he liked the fact that,
You're there for couples therapy, and this guy wants to know what you listen to in the shower.
Exactly. How many instruments I play. And he kind of just became enamored. And my ex got so pissed. She was just like, what the fuck was that? I was like, what do you want me to do? Like,
that is crazy.
Yeah.
Is that partly because it just wasn't about her?
I think it should have been about us and the issues we were having. And he just
Cut her out.
Essentially. Yeah. And she kind of blamed it on me and my personality and like the presence that I have. And I was like, I don't know. Like,
it sounds like somewhat of a lack of self-awareness from this couples therapist, because
and it was a virtual one.
You're supposed to be looking at both partners like faces and breathing and things like this to be able to tell if someone's feeling left out or miffed. Things like that.
Like I don't think that would ever happen if a couple came to you.
No,
you would attend to both of them and holistically the whole situation.
I specialize with some of the more difficult cases, especially in working with couples, because I'm super aware of that stuff. Men often, ironically, in your case, end up feeling like more villainized in couples therapy and not heard, and that can be because the women may be more expressive. And I mean, talking more about their emotions and what the experience is like for them, the therapist kind of falls into that and says, well, what are you doing? What? But it's really important to be able to kind of know what you're hedging against, happening in terms of breakdown of trust in the working relationship. So when I'm with couples, I'm super like, and I'll tell them too. I'm like, I want to hear you. Just letting them finish and we're going to come back to you, but like making sure everyone feels heard and considered.
I have a big one.
What?
To all you people out there who are in relationships and don't fuck, why does this happen, Courtney?
Oh, jeez.
Because I guarantee you there's so many people in relationships, they don't fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know personally me, like after a certain amount of time of being with someone, my mind does wander and I always want to kind of go and experience
like
a new woman.
Novelty.
Yeah.
We might want to do another day on that.
We should.
This could
that
be
should be like a to be continued.
Yeah, this could be a teaser for.
Okay.
Because that's a big conversation. There's so much to it.
I would love to help people out about that and maybe let people be honest with themselves and their partner. Like, because people deserve to be happy. They deserve to fuck like ravenous bunny rabbits.
Oh, yeah. It's like the rabbit from Monty Python.
Yeah.
Rabbits aren't enough. You need to be ravenous.
But for real, right? Yeah. Like you deserve that. So like, but sometimes people get stuck in that situation and whether, maybe people have kids or whatever it is and they just don't want to deal with it, but they should deal with it.
Yeah. A healthy sex life is part of health. And, it also involves defining what is healthy for you, what is ideal, where those ideas come from. Is it, I think people on social media say it should be this often and I'm not doing it that often. Is it wrong? Blah, blah.
Right.
So really defining what's right for you.
For you. Yeah.
And why.
Some people once a week.
What's getting in the way of that?
Some people once a day, some people once a month. Like,
I think too many people get sucked into the social dynamics of what is expected or what is
right.
Exactly.
Supposed to be normal. Or Make your own normal.
Exactly.
Just don't make it abnormal.
Well, it's trusted relationship.
Yeah.
As long as there's consent.
No, I didn't say don't make it freaky.
Freaky is normal.
Yeah. We get freaky here at BabaGanoosh Podcast. Yeah, like...
We should dive into this, though, in the next.
There's so much to talk about on that topic, and it goes into other things, too, like stress and, our body's hormone, just anywhere you look.
It probably starts with... Not really maybe within the relationship, but probably starts with outside things. And then probably over time, as both partners realize it's becoming like that compounds it. Because that's an insecurity, and that's something that maybe they don't want to address. And then maybe they force it for a little bit of time or whatever it is, which might just make it worse. And
Absolutely.
I've always thought that the happiest couples are the people who can be together like forever are people who share similar sexual interests and kinks. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like if my fantasies are your fantasies, we're probably Gucci for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, and I think kind of beyond that too, it can go to their level of openness and curiosity, because specific tastes may change even over the
I don't
years.
like to lick buttholes.
But maybe one day you will,
No, never. Never.
That's out of the
fucking question, yo. That's where poop comes from. And
exit home.
I said that once to a friend. He was like, but your dick is where your pee comes from. And I was like, and he's like, you like when girls suck it, right? I was like, good point, but shut up. Like,
different kind of filth.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to do a theme and we'll do like a trigger warning for people too.
Right.
On that one.
Yeah, we'll put like a disclaimer on
where,
there.
they're going to use whatever terms they want over here,
I'm so excited for that because
that'd be fun.
I feel like that'll help a lot of people. Just even the conversation.
Yeah.
Like,
just make them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And you can talk about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of freedom in, being in your body and feeling accepted and good and all the things.
One day we should do a episode of this when we can take calls. People
That would be
call
cool.
That would.
Yeah.
So by the time, our viewership is enough and we can actually have a live feed as well, that's when we'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Well, we
call Courtney.
Robert from Great Falls on the phone here. Robert, what's your problem today?
I got my dick in the vice.
Yeah. I was about to say, I got a toy in my ass. We're like, yo, this ain't that kind of call log, bro.
Go to the doctor.
Is that normal? Yeah.
Emergency room, brother.
Call Courtney with your problems. Ba-da-boop. Well, today's been amazing. But to kind of wind it down and on a lighter note, obviously the political spectrum is huge. Do you follow politics, or is that a part of your life?
I loosely do. I have, opinions and stuff, but I say I take myself with a grain of salt because I feel there's mass deception. I feel it's in many ways two wings of the same bird.
For sure. Two sides of the same coin.
So I don't personally it's not wrapped up in my identity.
Did you vote?
I did.
Who'd you vote for?
I'm not going to disclose
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you lean left? Do you lean right?
You guys.
I mean, I get called out just walking into an account. She's got a much more important job than I do to be saying that kind of stuff.
That's funny.
A couple clients.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
For real. I'm already being risky with what I have said and all that, but
We'll use a
it's all
pseudonym,
good.
actually.
It's all good, and that's
Pseudonym. You gave her full name out the beginning. And you emphasized the last name.
I was kidding.
Not Courtney McMillan. It's Courtney Macmillan.
sorry, I'm cackling into the microphone.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's true. It's okay though,
We would have started out with this is Tina.
Yeah. No, this is Jaquisha.
Yeah. Can you give me one of those voice mixers?
I got you. You'll be
identity.
like, a cloud will be over you. Yeah.
It's over my face.
The whole time.
Like I'm an ex-gay member.
Yeah.
Well, when we go to talk about feelings.
Oh my God.
Tina Cumpson.
Yeah.
Her alias.
It is wild though.
Oh.
This was a good show, though. I enjoyed it today.
Cool.
I enjoyed sitting in a different spot, too.
Aw, I really enjoyed being here. Thank you guys so much for including me and playing musical chairs, too.
Hey, thank you for coming.
Yeah, this was awesome. And I got lost in the conversation, like the whole time. Like, I forgot we were even filming a pod, so.
Well, and I want all future guests to know they don't have any clocks or phones in here, so they deprive you of what time of day, and you have no idea how long you're in here for.
It's been 30 hours
of time.
We've been playing Yahtzee.
Clock right there.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
She's actually chained to the wall.
I know how to tell time.
I'm sorry, they didn't have any digital clocks in here.
We gave her a bologna sandwich to some water.
Pretty malicious, if you ask me.
Did you want your water? I'm sorry. Too late now.
Yeah. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you guys.
Yeah, and you guys comment below.
Follow us.
Hearts in the chat for Courtney. And if you're in the Southwest Florida area, how can people find you if they want to maybe get some therapy?
You can reach out to me at my Gmail. Well, let me give my website, I guess. It's survivingtothrivingservices.com.
You came up with that?
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's
Surviving to thriving.
Yeah.
Services.
The number
Services.
2 or like 2 the word?
Delineation. It's the number 2 for the
Ooh,
website.
branding.
Yeah, survivingtothrivingservices.com.
I'll put it in the description.
Yeah, thank you. And we can get in touch, do free consults. So all those good things. But
very cool.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, we hope you have had an amazing week since the last pod. If you're watching, if you're listening to this, thank you so much. And one of the biggest things you can do to help out the channel is follow us. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube, to our Rumble. We're on Spotify Podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, everywhere. We have a Patreon. Like, I'm going to set up the Patreon tonight to where, just if you sign up, it'd be like $5. I think I'll make it like $5 a month for now. And it would really help us out.
Next week, he's going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Do it tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it's there.
It's there. It is.
It is there. Like, it's actually there. But I have to make it so people can give money. But yeah, please, we would really appreciate that. It just helping the channel grow right now in the beginning. But we love it. We have so much fun every week. And comment below, whatever you want. Comment below. Mad love for Courtney, for Carmi, and comment shit you want us to riff on. And Courtney's gonna come back, so we already know that we're gonna talk about people who don't fuck. What else would you like us to talk about with Courtney? Let us know in the comments. And you want to end it with something, Carmi?
Yeah, I do. I want to end it with a simple question, Courtney. Boneless chicken wings, fork and knife or hands?
Oh, I think hands.
Okay. Devon, boneless chicken wings, fork and knife or hands?
Fork and knife.
Thank you. I want to start a tally of everybody that comes on. We ask them, how do they eat boneless wings?
I fuck with it. How do you eat them?
I had fork and knifed it up until about 2 weeks ago.
Huh.
What changed 2 weeks ago?
I had boneless wings and regular wings at the same time.
Weird.
And I thought, why do I eat boneless wings with a fork and knife? Like, I'm afraid to get my hands dirty. But if there's a bone, no big deal.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I thought, I am no longer eating boneless wings with the fork and knife.
Let's unpack this, Courtney. Well, no, I'm just kidding.
Next time.
Yeah.
Next time.
So we
Cliffhanger.
have 2 hands, 1 fork and knife.
I'm fork and knife.
Hands, though.
He could change his opinion.
Hands on these days.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hands on. Never mind.
Choose your heart.
Yeah.
The familiar or the unfamiliar.
Yeah, that's a great.
Ready to be
Choose
hands
your
on.
heart, take your nads,
Get your hands on.
and be hands on.
Choose your fucking heart. But for real, choose your heart, guys. Either way is hard, but choose the one that leads to a better version of you.
Absolutely.
Love it.
BabaGanoosh.
BabaGanoosh.
Thank you, Courtney.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Guys.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was good.